Welcome, everyone. As always, the last class of the week, kind of the last class, but our Rainbow Tribe community coming together on our Friday class. I welcome you all from up north here in Michigan. It's snowing outside. Woo, I can't believe it. I arrived here yesterday, and it's been several months since I've been here, and it is certainly one of my favorite places to be. And I took a nice long walk yesterday in the area. And as I was walking, I was really just kind of savoring the space around me. And I found myself coming to a place where there was just this sense of pure contentment. There was no judgment, there was no questioning, if you will, self-judgment. And it was a really wonderful place to be in. And when we think about contentment in yoga, we think of the niyama. The niyamas and yamas are the the yamas are kind of our external kind of tenets, our kind of I say tenets, but yogis wouldn't like me saying this, but they're kind of like guidelines to living with the outside world. And the niyamas are the guidelines to live from within. And I thought yesterday about this idea of contentment, which is the Niyama of Santosha. And so often for many, I wrote down some notes because I was thinking about this yesterday. And so often for many of us, we are looking at ways in how we see ourselves as imperfect, right? We have this natural physiological, it's really something that all humans have, to look at something in a negative way. We tend to go to that quicker and first before we look at things in a positive way. And we're looking to see how we can make ourselves better, right? We see ourselves in negative ways, imperfect ways. We're always striving to work towards trying to better ourselves. And rather than looking at ourselves from the perspective of how pretty awesome we already are, right? Just how in a good space we already are, and we don't need to change anything about ourselves to be any more perfect or any more whatever term we kind of put towards ourselves. We really don't need to do that. But it's a process. We're learning, right? We do this every day. It's a practice. So in yoga, we talk about Santosha, just being in the space of being content with right now, where we are in this space right now, where we are in our bodies, where we are in our emotional state, where we are in our spiritual space, and finding this beautifulness of that space right now. And Santosha reminds us to look at ourselves and find the peace and acceptance from within. Something that could be really hard for some. And so it's a practice that we have to try and do in little increments. And that's what I felt yesterday. Yesterday I was walking and I didn't worry about whether I was walking hard enough to burn enough calories, or if I was looking the part, or if my hair was in place. I was just in the state of being in my environment, with my feet, with my thoughts. There was no earbuds to distract me. It was just me and nature. And it might be a place where we come to for a short period of time. It may be for 5 minutes. It may be for a minute. It may be for a whole day that we find the sense of contentment. But the more and more we practice it, the better and stronger we get with it. So today, let us seek this sense of contentment with our practice, with the movements within our body, and inviting the sense of acceptance and love towards where we are at right now in this moment, without trying to strive to be somewhere else, to look a different way, to feel a different way, but rather embracing the beautifulness of where we are right now in this space. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable space, whether you're seated, whether you're lying down. And let's close our eyes. And I'd like you just to take a moment to scan your body. Scan your body and notice any tightness, anything physically kind of drawing your attention to. And maybe begin from the top, the feet down, all the way up to the top of your crown. And just gently take your attention to different areas of the body and notice what you're drawn to. Could be physical, could be emotional, could be spiritual. Now I'd like you to do the same thing. And I want you to notice the places in your body that you feel good. Whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual. And take a moment to notice how you feel content in that space. Maybe your hips feel a little better today. Maybe your mind feels a little more at ease. Maybe your soul is feeling a little more nourished. Take all of that and embrace it. And I'd like to imagine that you are an ocean. And that ocean is filled with all things positive, loving, caring. And I want you to envision this idea of streams, of rivers, of different waterways making their way to the ocean. And the ocean being this body of water that has arms that are wide and vast. And they embrace each of the streams. And they reject none. And I'd like you to imagine your body being this ocean. And when we start to kind of veer towards this perhaps idea of trying to fix something about ourselves, trying to fix what we perceive as an imperfect characteristic, that perception. And I want you to imagine that it is like a river that comes to the ocean. And the ocean, with its love and its care and its vastness, just soaks it up, accepts it, and then comes back to the true self. That you are perfect exactly the way you are. And anytime you have a thought or a feeling in your body, or you look at yourself in the mirror and you only notice the imperfections that you perceive them to be, I'd like you to take a moment and think of that vastness of the ocean and look at all the beautifulness, the love in your heart, the twinkle in your eye, the smile that brings warmth to a room. And the love that fills the soul. Let us bring our hands to our heart center. Drawing the palms together, pressing gently into the hands. Feeling that connectiveness from within. And let us take a moment to set our sankalpa for today. And maybe it is centered around what I do today is enough. Or I am enough. Or I am perfect the way I am. Let us take a deep breath in through the nose, 3 times in and out through the mouth. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Fill and nourish every ounce of this beautiful body, this beautiful being, this beautiful ocean. And exhale, release anything that does not serve you. Let it be as soft or as forceful as you need. Whatever you need, whatever's calling to you, let it go. Let us slowly open the eyes. Let us invite the room. Let us make our way to the floor. Lying down on our back. Pressing the feet down into the floor. Let us take our arms out towards the sky, drop the shoulders down, widen through the heart, and simply allow the arms to fall out to the side, opening up the heart space. And here I'd like you to take a moment to connect into your diaphragm. As you breathe in, feel that belly up. As you breathe out, let the diaphragm release and let the belly button drop in towards the spine. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you continue to breathe in this diaphragmatic way, tune into all the places in the body and the mind that are nourishing you right now, that feel good, that feel settled. See if you can just tune into that space. Really invite it in like that ocean invites all of those streams. There may be parts in the body that are feeling a little like they need attention. We're not ignoring it, but we're not drawing our awareness only to that space. Rather, taking a moment to just embrace the sense of being in this content space right now. And as you're ready, we'll slowly bring the hands in towards center and bring one hand to our heart, one hand to our tummy, resting the bottom hand on the belly button. As you breathe in, fill the hand with your tummy. Maybe even feeling the expansiveness of the heart, and then exhale, release. See if your body can release. See if you can let go a little bit more. Let's take one more big breath. And then at your own perfect pace, let us extend the left leg long. Resting the leg long so that you can feel the back of the leg connecting down to the earth. And let's take our hands and we're going to draw our right knee in towards center and embrace the hands in front of the knee if that feels comfortable, or set it behind the thigh. As you do so, keeping your left leg long. And we're going to take that right knee, and draw it in a little towards center. So it's a little bit more towards center, not totally aligned with the hip. And just feeling a little gentle lengthening of the IT band. So you're just kind of taking that right leg slightly in towards the midline. And just see if you can let the leg be here. The hips are nice and attached to the ground. You feel a slight shifting of the weight over towards center. Feeling a gentle lengthening of the IT band. And then as you're ready, draw the knee in so that it's stacked right on top of the hip, and then draw the knee in towards your heart. Try to soften through the hip flexors. Try to open up through the hip. Try to breathe into that space and just notice what's feeling good here. See if, like the ocean's water is one of those really fun things, because whenever there's water, it's going to find its path and kind of creep into whatever crevices it's going to find. I want you to think of your body as that ocean of positive energy and just see if you can find that opening. Gently drawing the knee in closer towards your heart. Continuing to breathe in and breathe out. Meeting your body where it is today. Quieting the mind. Softening the face and the jaw. And then as you're ready, slowly bring the right foot down to the floor, keeping the knee bent. And then we're going to gently open up the right hip towards the right side, drawing the right sole of the foot towards the inner of the left leg. And you'll notice that this is our supine tree pose. We're just taking the balance out of it. Just allowing the hip to open, allowing yourself to ground into the earth. If opening the right hip towards the right side feels like it's too much, may I encourage you to take a block and set it underneath the leg. If you feel like you have a little less range of motion there, we're going to help support that and make ourselves feel really comfortable. Take a deep breath in, let the muscles of the leg and the hip just open up. And then using the muscles of the inner thigh, start to slowly bring your right knee back up, your right foot flat to the floor. Let's go ahead and take our hands and set them on top of our right leg and just gently rotate it. Actually, just take the right hand. That might feel a little more comfortable. And just loosen up through that space. Let's do a few rotations towards the right. And then the same number of rotations towards the left. So switch that direction. And then whenever you're ready, come back through center. Reach the leg long towards the sky. Keep the leg slightly bent, reaching towards the heel, and then bend in through the leg, and then reach towards the heel, towards the sky. Each time bending and stretching. Just notice all the good feelings in the leg, embracing the good sensations running through the leg. Just kind of finding that real nice, gentle movement. And then whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and extend the leg. But rather than locking through the knee, find that reach to the heel. Soften through the toes. Feel the energy drawing from the hip. Maybe if you want to support the thigh, you can bring your hands to the thigh and give your leg a little support. Rather than thinking about what's happening in that sense of, oh, this feels tight, I want you to think more about, oh, this feels long and extended. This feels lengthened and strong. And when you're ready, set your hands to the side if they were holding up that thigh. And then on a count to 20, we're going to slowly release the leg down to the floor. 20, 19, nice and slow. 18, notice every movement here. 17, 16, I want you to reach through the leg really long here. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, reach the heel. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set your right leg down. Take a moment here. release your body. Maybe suddenly your right leg feels a little longer than your left leg. Just relax into it. Next, let's go ahead and draw the left knee in towards the heart, keeping the right leg long and anchored into the ground. So I want you to imagine roots are growing from the back of the leg. And we're going to gently take the right hand onto the left leg and just gently draw it in towards center. Really gently, just inviting a little release of the IT band. Breathing in, filling the belly. Gently bring the left knee back in towards center. You can interlace the fingers and rest them in front of the knee. Draw the knee in. Just noticing this really nice feeling. Try to see if you can release the body and invite more space. Space to embrace the good feelings. Space to love this space, to embrace this space. And just take a moment to notice how this feels in your body. Where can you take this so that it feels good in your body? Not what we perceive it to have to look like, but rather how it is in your space right now. And how that in itself is a beautiful picture. Let's draw our left hand to the knee and gently open up towards the left. Opening up the hip. Draw the left knee back. Use the inner thigh to draw the knee in. And let's just gently guide our left knee in a circular motion, maybe 3 to 5 rotations. Gently notice how you're moving your body. Gently releasing the body, the hips. Maybe reverse that direction. And this side might feel different than the other side. And let's take that and soak it into our ocean. Reject nothing. Embrace everything. Bring that left knee back in towards center. Slowly extend the leg. Reach the heel, keep the knee slightly bent. Bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. And then let's take our left leg all the way up to the sky. Let us bend into the knee and rest the left foot kind of close to the right inner thigh, guiding the left sole of the foot towards the right thigh as we come into our supine tree pose. Continuing to energize through the right leg. Take a moment to breathe into the belly and release the body down. Sowing your oats, anchoring and grounding your body. And then again, using those inner thigh muscles, let's draw the left knee back in towards center. Reach with the heel towards the sky and lengthen the leg. Take a moment here, maybe even take the hands behind the thigh. Just breathe in and breathe out. And then release the hands, set them to the side, and on a count of 20, we'll slowly release the left leg long. 20, 19, slowly bringing it down. 17, 16, 15, 14. Reach through the heel to create this length of the leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the body. Let the ankles just flare out to the side. Let the shoulders soften. Let us take a moment here just to feel the body. Take that quick body scan and notice how you feel. Notice all the juicy points that feel really nice and relaxed right now. And when you're ready, let's roll over onto our side. And we're going to come into our tabletop position. So from our tabletop position, we're going to widen through the knees and come into child's pose. If you require any sort of padding underneath the knees, please take a blanket. We're going to shift our hips back and then shift our hips forward. Just gently kind of rock here, front to back. Similar to that bend and stretch. Here I just want you to come forward and then exhale, release back and just kind of melt into it. Maybe noticing the different parts of your body that are getting a little bit of love here. Try to see if you can release in through the low back. And then when you're ready, we'll just come down into our child's pose. And you can always set a block underneath your sits bones to raise the floor to meet your body. And today we're going to take our hands in towards center, maybe stack the arms and let the forehead rest down onto the top of the hands. Breathing into the back body, exhale, release the low back away and down towards the heels. Soften the shoulders. Soften through the hips. Take a moment to notice what's feeling good right now. Maybe you feel a little bit of relief through the shoulders. Maybe your heart feels a little more open. Maybe you feel a little calmer. Maybe you can release the low back a little bit by just breathing into it and letting the body weight kind of draw it down towards the earth. Just holding the space in the low back and in the hips. If you want to, we can just gently walk our hands. I'm still keeping my elbows pretty bent here. Just walking our hands over to the left side. And you can extend your arms out if you want to. Just breathing into the rib cage of the right side of the body and see if you can expand the ribs. Fill every nook and cranny here, and then as you exhale, let the ribs retract back in towards your core. And if anything's not feeling good, take your body into a shape that feels good for you. That brings you that sense of nourishment and contentment. And allows you to be in this space in the now, in the present moment. And when you're ready, we'll slowly shimmy our arms and just walk them over to the right side. Again, just stack the hands. Left hip drips down. Maybe you're feeling some tension through the body. Let us take our breath there and see how we can support that side of the body. What can we do to make it release? Just let the body feel really nice and heavy here. Know that right now you are doing enough. You need not do more. You need not change anything about where you are. That this is enough. And come back through center. Maybe you'll extend your arms out. And let's slowly shift our weight. And we're going to come into all fours. Hands resting underneath the shoulders, knees resting underneath the hips. Let's take a moment here to roll the shoulder blades back, lengthen through the spine, energize through the hands. So you've got this really nice long back here. We're going to go ahead and inhale, bring the right foot up to a 90-degree angle. Keep the hip bones geared down towards the floor. And then as you exhale, draw the knee in towards the heart, round in through the upper body. Put a little bit of pressure into the hands, into the knees, equalizing the effort. And then as you inhale, coming back, we're going to extend the leg. Reach long. Exhale, bend the knee in. And then inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach long. Opening up the hip. Energizing and working through the glute here. And as you're moving here, try to see if we can find some softness through the body in a dynamic way. So we're keeping our body energized, but we're not inviting tension. We're not trying to do more than we need to here. We're simply trying to keep our body nice and supported and being in a good space here without trying to force our body into anything that we don't need to do. Let's finish up with one more. And then gently bring your right knee down. Set your knees about hip distance apart. Let's press back onto our heels. Let the head soften. Drop the elbows down if that feels comfortable. Breathe into the back body. Release into the shoulders. On your next inhale, round and through the spine. Coming back into all fours. This time, take the left knee up to that 90 degrees. Exhale, draw in through the belly, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Hips square off. Exhale, pull the belly in. Slow and steady movements here. Rather than thinking about muscling through, forcing the body or engaging so much so that it creates tension, think about the ocean and its flow. Just find that rhythm without that force. And last one. Draw the knee down. Set your sits bones onto your heels. Bend your elbows. Let your body just rest forward. And I want you to take a moment here to bow down to yourself. Maybe even take your hands so that you can rest your forehead down. Remind yourself that everything that you do is enough. And as you're ready, let's go ahead and extend the arms out. Shift the weight forward, coming back into all fours. This time we're going to take a little bit of our weight into the left knee, and we're going to open up towards the right side, kind of like a fire hydrant. I'm going to say a dog at a fire hydrant, but I guess it's kind of like that. Exhale, open up. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, open up. And see if you can do this with just that right amount of engagement. And right amount of pressure into the hands. Just feeling that perfect sense of balance here. When you come back in through center that next time, set your knee down. This time we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring the right knee about hip distance apart, hip height, sorry. And we're going to circle the knee around. So gently just opening up the hip. And you want to keep the abdominals just slightly engaged here, just so that we can provide that support as we move through the whole hip, just kind of opening up like you've got a pencil on your knee and you're trying to draw a really nice round circle. And we'll do one more in this direction, then we're going to switch our directions. Opposite way. See if you can just open up wide. Just notice what's happening in the body. Try to see if you can find a little bit of softness. Good. And let's do one last one. And then bring your knee back into center. Set yourself onto your heels. One more time. Bring those palms in. Set your forehead down. Just bow down to yourself. And then on the next inhale, one last time, extend the arms up. We're going to shift back, forward, into our all fours. And we're going to go ahead and take that left leg up to 90 degrees. Back is long. And then just go ahead and circle around. Kind of noticing all the different areas. We're getting into the hip. And as you open up, just see if you can really feel that joint kind of moving in all those different directions. Wonderful. And then last one in this direction. And then we'll go ahead and reverse the circle, opposite direction, kind of moving through the whole joint here again, really nicely. Going within your range of motion, finding your circle. You might start to notice some work in different parts of the body that are really kind of helping us out here to support the body. Just try to breathe into that space. Try to find some softness here. Last one. And then slowly make that knee back. Bring it back to center. Set yourself onto your heels. Wonderful. Let's come up onto our heels. Now, if this does not feel comfortable, you're absolutely welcome to take a yoga block. I love using a yoga block and setting it down so that you're sitting up a little higher onto your heels. If sitting directly on the heels feels a little much. This is called Hero's Pose. Wonderful. We're just going to let our hands set onto our thighs and just do a little bit of lateral movement to kind of open up the side body, the QL. Now breathe in, reaching up, and then just gently rainbow the crown again. Maybe you're feeling you've got a little bit of things going on the side body. We're just going to try to seek that point of comfort without force. So let this feel good. Try to relax the body so that you're actually inviting a little release rather than trying to force the body. And then make your way over back through center. Soften the shoulders. And then sweep up with the opposite arm, reaching up tall. Sitting up tall on your heels or on your yoga block. And then making your way back in through center. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves to all fours. We're going to need all our blocks. If you do have 2 blocks, let's just make sure we have them handy. And we're going to come into all fours and we're going to prepare to come into our downward facing dog. So set your hands a little forward of the shoulders, curl the toes up, and just like we did with our bend and stretch, I want you to reach through the sits bones. Start to press through the heels to find that length through the legs. Maybe draw the feet about as wide as the hips. Let's see if we can bring those arms so that they're aligned with the ears rather than letting the ears fall forward of the arms. Sitting up tall through the sits bones and softening through the back of the legs, drawing down through the heels. Take a deep breath here, soften and release. Maybe even let the head fall and release. And try to find a neutral spine here. So if your back is starting to round, see if you can lengthen the spine by reaching up through the sits bones and drawing down through the heels. And then as you're ready, we're going to gently walk our hands towards our feet. And we're going to meet at the top of our mat. And as you're here, let's find a nice big bend in through the knees. And we're going to take both of our yoga blocks and kind of set them maybe about hip distance apart. Let the head feel nice and heavy here. And then just releasing the yoga blocks, we're going to inhale, circle sweep the arms, slowly press the feet in. Think about lengthening, pressing the heels in, pulling up through the upper body, coming up tall, reaching tall, and grab your left wrist. Gently guide the left wrist up and over towards the right. Inhale, come back through center, grab your right wrist, and exhale over to the left. Inhale back through center, release both hands, meet your hands at heart center. Remind yourself, you are enough. You do enough. From here, release the hands down to the side, and we're going to take our right foot and set it forward right between the two blocks. And on our next inhale, we're going to take that left leg so that both feet are somewhat parallel as much as we can. You can, of course, slightly externally rotate the foot if that feels a bit more comfortable on the hip. Whoop. And we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up tall. And then as we exhale, lengthen down, kickstand through the hips, rest the hands down onto the yoga block. As you take a nice big inhale, let your upper body just release down. Try to find a little micro bend of the knee. And you can go ahead and lift up through that back heel. And then lower back down. Lift up. Try not to lock in through the front leg. And exhale back. Last one, lift up. And release down. Bend into the front knee. Take the back foot, externally rotate it slightly so that if you look down at your two heels, they're nicely aligned. Inhale, press into the front foot, sweep the left arm back. Let us find ourselves with our arms extended in Warrior Two. Reaching tall, long through the arms. And then with an inhale, press into the front leg, reach the arms up. And then exhale, bend into the front knee, reach the arms out wide. You may need to adjust your back foot a little bit. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, reach long. One more time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, reach out long. Let's sweep our back arm forward. Coming in, we're going to curl that back toe. We're going to reach down for our yoga blocks. And we're going to turn over to the other side. Set both of our yoga blocks forward. Maybe take that back foot, press it forward. Bringing the left foot between the yoga blocks this time. Bringing ourselves up to a standing position, and both feet are parallel. You can externally rotate that back leg. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, kickstand from the hips. Reach down, find yourself on your yoga block. Let your head just rest down. Bend in slightly through the front knee. On your next inhale, reach that back heel up. You can lift up, set your hands down on that yoga block. Exhale, rest it back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Inhale, lift in through the spine. You're going to take the back foot slightly back, externally rotate it so it's on a 45-degree angle. Bend into that front knee and just take a gander down to your both heels so they're nicely aligned. Inhale, press into the front leg, sweep the arms back, coming up all the way up to the sky, twisting, finding warrior two. Just anchoring into that front leg, lifting up tall. Inhale, extend the arms, extend the front leg. Exhale, press down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, rest down. Let us stay here for a moment. On your next inhale, sweep that right arm all the way front. Come into your crescent pose. Curl the back toes under. Bend in through the elbows as you reach down towards the floor. Set your blocks off to the side. Set your hands to the floor. Take the left leg back. Find yourself in downward facing dog. Take a couple of clearing breaths here. You can absolutely meet in child's pose. Wherever you are, make your way down to the floor. We're going to sweep our legs all the way forward. And we're going to make our way into our final pose for today, which is our Shavasana. So as we come into Shavasana today, let us invite this idea of Santosha. This invitation to be content in this space, to relax our body, to invite a sense of enough, allowing the body to rest down towards the earth. Allow yourself to make and do whatever it takes to be as comfortable as possible. Maybe taking a blanket, maybe taking a pillow. As you breathe in, notice how your body feels. Embrace all of the goodness, all of the love. Let's begin to deepen our breath. Let's just take one final little body scan here. And see where you're at. See where you feel right now. And begin to slowly invite some movement into the body. Maybe clear your throat. And just take a few moments here just to gently invite the movement really softly. Whatever movement is calling to you, doesn't matter what it is. And then whenever you're ready, you can make your way onto your side if that's what pleases you. And then whenever you're ready, you're absolutely welcome to start pressing yourself slowly up into a seated position. Before we bring our hands to heart center, just take a moment and close your eyes. Just check in. Let's bring our hands to heart center. With a gentle reminder that we are all one. Let's close our practice with a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in and exhale out. Bowing gently down towards the hands. May we remind ourselves that everything we do, everything we are is enough. Let us take that with us off the mat and into our hearts and into our being. May your heart always stay warm. May your smile always stay broad. And may the light that shines in me honor the light that shines in you. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you, as always, from my heart to yours. Namaste. I wish you a wonderful remainder of your weekend. I hope to see you again sometime soon. Love to you all, from my home to yours. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you.